Welcome, everybody. This is Jim Chilton, and I am the founder and CEO of SOFA. And it is my honor today to spend a few minutes with you folks. Now, our talk today is discover how to submit 11 apps in one day. And what I'm going to try to do is to tie that result with our organization and put it all together for you, why you'll see why being a member of our nationwide nonprofit from coast to coast makes so much sense for your business. So anyway, I want to welcome you, and especially I realize after, the holidays, for you taking this time on Monday, which is now a Tuesday. Hope you had a great holiday. So let's get going on this. So what I want you to take out of this part of the webinar today is two parts. And I want you to embrace it, and I want you to, if you want to write it down, you can. But I really want you to embrace this. And the first one is increasing your production results from a simple, direct, repetitive prospecting process. And I don't know about you, but for me, things that I do in my life on a daily basis, on a repetitive basis, makes it almost a no-brainer. And what I want you to get out of this today is that what we do in SOFA and how I tie that to my personal practice, which is called Financial Solutions, I just do it over and over again, and it works very, very well. And then the second part is, for those of you that either do not know who we are, later on in the workshop today, you will get it. Okay, why you need to incorporate SOFA into your for-profit business. Okay, and why the combination of SOFA and your membership in it will make sense for you. So let's get going on this. How in the world did I ever on one particular day create 11 purchases, 11 transactions, all applications, all with money that had to be processed? Well, it wasn't some once in a blue moon thing, which it might be for you at this point in your career, or maybe you can't even imagine yourself doing it. Well, you should, because if you watch this process, I think you'll see how this works. So the first thing that I want you to understand about discovering how you even can do that kind of business is realizing it's not Jim, but it is a process that Jim uses. That leads to productive activity, okay? And when you're doing productive activity, you are creating solutions when those solutions are leading inevitably to happy clients, which most importantly in your business, because remember we're talking about a for-profit business, is delivering to you a solid return on your investment into SOFA. Now, I started my career August 1st of 1980, and on the very first day, my training manager wrote 3 words on the board from left to right: activity, which leads to appointments, which leads to sales. And then as I worked my way up in through the insurance business, and I had the opportunity to get into management, I was a sales manager, I used that same exact 3-word illustration as what you're looking at, but backwards. And what I would do with unproductive agents is I would sit down and said, well, it's very obvious, Henry or Susie, that the reason why you're not making any sales is you don't have enough what? Appointments. And I don't even know what the quality of the appointments are that you have. And so what we got to do is we got to get your appointments up so you have more opportunities to make sales, because it's not the products or the concepts. It's your appointments. And if you're not getting enough appointments, which I believe are qualified, that means people that have the money and the desire to listen to you, then your activity is probably pretty pathetic. And so that concept of activity, which leads to appointments, which leads to sales, has always been the foundation of my personal success as a financial advisor. Now, let's break that down. Let's look at the activity between you and your business and being a member of SOFA, the Society for Financial Awareness. Now, most of us understand referrals, and we understand the concept that if one of the best things that we can get in our career is enough referrals. Well, I've really thrown water on that because I believe simply that a referral is nothing more than a cold call with a common name. And then hopefully I get my foot in the door somehow. So I don't really go into referrals. What I do is I use nominators. And I say under my activity is I'm creating nominators through my natural market, which is the same for you, of your natural market. Now, where does that natural market begin? The people that you know, that's your treasure chest. And usually because if we have low self-esteem in our career and we're worried about the people that we love the most, of what they're going to think of us, it's easier for us to go out and start cold and then hope to build relationships. Because they go south, we're not worrying. And that's absolute nonsense. Okay? Your virtual treasure chest are the people that know you, love you, loan you money, bail you out of jail. They're your clients, they're your family, they're your neighbors, your school chums, the people you've known in the military, your history of relationships. So we want to create nominators and have those nominators go to where they work, where they worship, where they belong, and nominate you to the decision maker, okay? So that creating nominator leads down into the next step of the activity is you're explaining to the very people that you know, those nominators, you're explaining to them why you joined SOFA. And that is to be a part of SOFA, ending financial illiteracy across America, one community at a time. You wish to do seminars in your community, okay, and you need to explain to them you need their help. Those very people that know you will go back to their HR person and get you in. Those very people will share with the clergy of where they worship. They will, if they belong to some kind of service organization like Seroptimus or Lions or Rotary, any of those organizations, they will lead the way for you to gain access to the very companies where they work, the organizations that they belong to, and the places of worship that they attend. So that kind of focused activity leads to appointments, which leads to sales. Next slide. Appointments. Now, the appointments I'm talking about in this actual slide is talking about how we as a SOFA member in our very own community, after we've been nominated through the treasure chest of our natural market, how they allow us to gain access with the decision makers. So we go out and visit the HR directors where our nominators work. We go out and have an appointment with the rabbi or the pastor or the priest, the clergy, and we talk to them how the congregation will gain from this, okay? Or we go out to program coordinators of the service organizations that our nominators belong to. And guess how long that appointment lasts? 15 minutes. We go over our purpose, our process, and the payoff to them for allowing our members as nonprofit organization to come in and spread financial literacy to their organization. We then, in that 15-minute buy-in, if you will, we set the date for the initial workshop. We then go out and do the workshop, or plural, workshops. And then we secure the program evaluations, which are the leads. Now, those appointments move ahead and progress to sales. Now, everybody understands that the sale is getting the application, getting the money, getting the buy-in from your customer or your client. Our clients are those prospects are invited in. Those are your seminar attendees that come in for their complimentary consultation. And in our SOFA coaching and training program, we have the survival guide, and then we have videos that match up to that. And then I have my own coaching program where I work with our various members. So we teach you the how-to of how to do this. So you take that complimentary consultation. They come in or you visit them. You listen and you solve their financial needs. You can't solve their financial illiteracy if you're not meeting with them. So you have to gain the appointment, to solve their financial needs to make the sale. By solving those needs, you gain them as clients. You obtain them into your files, into your relationships, and you repeat the cycle over and over. Now, what I want you to gain from this is the actual simplicity of embracing this repetitive process, because this is the thing that continues to bring a tremendous amount of opportunities to my office, not as the founder and CEO of SOFA, but that pivot occurs when those seminar attendees come in who have listened to me as a SOFA member. They come into my office. I sit down with them. I turn over the back of the program evaluation. I thank them for attending the workshop and coming in and seeing me, and great things come about. So I hope that this segment is so simple and so direct and so basic. And the takeaway for you is embrace this and start to see as this webinar unfolds. I've got two other great people that are going to come on the line. Next is Tyler Pike, and I'm going to be turning it over to you. He's our Chief Strategy Officer, and he's going to say a few words of what his observations are in the process of this repetitive process. So anyway, Tyler, take it away. And I want to thank you very much for the opportunity of speaking to you today, and Happy New Year.
Hello, everyone. This is Tyler Pike, Chief Strategy Officer at SOFA, and I just wanted to hop on today and provide a little testimony to what Jim had to say. I watch his clients come through the lobby all day, and I'd say 80 to 90% of those people can be traced back to a SOFA workshop Jim did, even if it was 10 years ago. At the end of November last year was when we submitted those 11 apps in one day, and I just stepped back and said, you know what, that's incredible. That's not normal. The saying that you only get one chance to make a first impression. Well, how often do we consider how far that first impression reaches? Think about your referrals. When your first impression is as a SOFA speaker, even a decade later, those people who you originally met at a SOFA workshop will always refer to you as the nonprofit educator who can help them with their personal finances instead of a salesman. They nominated you. You want sales, you need appointments, it starts with activity. SOFA provides a unique prospecting system that will create activity for you. It's the ultimate conversation starter. And with that, I'll introduce SOFA's Director of Business Development, Rochelle Montgomery.
Hello, everybody. Again, this is Rochelle Montgomery. I'm the Director of Business Development here for SOFA. Sure, you probably heard this 3 times, but just want to thank everybody for joining us on today's webinar. What I'm going to go into further is really the benefit of becoming a SOFA member, kind of go over what we really can do for you, what SOFA does offer as far as presentations go, as far as leads go, and so forth. SOFA is, in fact, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We've been around since 1993. Our representatives consist of financial advisors, real estate agents, attorneys, brokers, estate planners, and they all go out into the field either at different companies, churches, libraries, schools, organizations, and they do our free educational workshops representing a nonprofit, guaranteeing that you will not be selling at their seminar. We do have a lot of references from a lot of different companies that we've been in. Here's just a preview of some of the places that we've actually been able to gain access into. You'll see big names like Disney, NASA, FBI, Paychex, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman. We have a lot of reference letters from a lot of these companies, too, that have actually taken the time to take their letterhead, put a SOFA reference on there, talk about how great these SOFA seminars were for their staff, and our members can use that as marketing materials to be able to get into maybe the same company, but just in your area. Maybe you have a Lockheed Martin down the street from you that you're interested in presenting financial literacy seminars to. SOFA's online presence is huge. SOFA, we do spend about $10,000 a month just advertising on Google. Not sure if you're familiar with search engine optimization, but basically when everybody goes on Google and they type in financial or literacy or seminars, SOFA is going to be one of the first to pop up. Every single SOFA member does get their very own speaker profile page on our SOFA website. The SOFA website is sofausa.org. That .org also does go very far with a lot of different places. SOFA, we do post weekly articles, like, for instance, Financial Literacy Month is coming up right around the corner in April here. We'll give you so much material as far as kind of like a drip campaign, different ways to be able to market your affiliation with SOFA on to get in. For the only additional charge to our membership, we do also offer your own chapter website if you'd like. It's for a very low cost of just $500. I don't know if you've been quoted in the past, but they can get pretty pricey for a quality website, spend anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000. But for a one-time fee, there's no maintenance costs or anything like that. We would build you your own personalized link like our SOFA website that, again, you can see at sofausa.org. Here's some of the marketing materials that you would get being a member of SOFA. You would have SOFA information packet. This is what you would bring with you when you sit down with a decision maker at a company. Gives us the logos, list of the seminars, some reference letters, everything that you would need to be able to market the SOFA services. We're going to give it to you. We have press release templates. Again, for Financial Literacy Month, very huge, April, right around the corner. You can get on your local radio, local newspaper, online articles, just talking about SOFA in general, being a financial advisor. I know how hard it is to be able to kind of get past that, well, what's in it for you? You're going to be selling to my people. But representing SOFA, I mean, with how long we've been around, all the places that we're in, you're going to be guaranteeing that at this seminar, it's going to be all strictly educational. You're doing a financial literacy approach. We will give you the personalized SOFA business cards. You do get a complimentary set of 250 when getting started with us. Our online training does show you, like when you sit down with a decision maker, you will show both of your business cards. You will show your SOFA nonprofit, let them know you're there representing SOFA, but if anyone chooses to engage you outside of the seminar, this is where they'll be going. Here's a preview of some of these seminar topics that we do offer. For all of these, we do have a pre-packaged PowerPoint. They are all editable. I know we have some people with different broker-dealers. Compliance really never is an issue with us because everything is all editable. If you had to change anything, you can do so. Or if you even have your own pre-packaged material that you would like to utilize under our brand, all you got to do is send that to compliance. We'll review it, approve it, and you can utilize it underneath our nonprofit umbrella. We do have flyer templates, we do have handouts, and we do have speaker notes for our most given topics. Not for every single one of them, I think it's about 10 or more that are mainly covered. Our most given topic would be like getting fiscally fit, exploring your options for quality retirement, financial blunders, and so forth. Gaining access into companies, you will notice it is a lot harder to do representing your for-profit. You are going to run into a lot of those questions again, like what's in it for you? What do you represent? I don't know if you've made those calls or tried to do it, but I know calling out as a nonprofit, representing SOFA, we have all of the references you're going to need. We don't run into any of those troubles. We don't have HR saying, stop calling me. We don't run into any of those issues. There's a 3-step training program that you would be going through being a member. The first step would be our orientation. It is all done online. It's a three videos, 5 to 10 minutes long each. And then at the end of our orientation, there's like a little 19-question quiz. It will unlock all of the materials for you so that you are then able to access our SOFA Survival Guide. This is a step-by-step training program done by Jim, who you had previously met beginning of this webinar. He is our SOFA founder and CEO. When he started SOFA back in '93, he got into Qualcomm, Sony, FBI here in San Diego. He started doing seminars for them, and that's how it really just expanded from there. So he has a lot of coaching that he can offer to our members. Any annual members do get free one-on-one coaching with Jim. So if you really enjoyed listening to him and you would like to kind of connect on a personal basis, and he can go over like product-specific info that I don't really have the education on because I haven't been out in the field doing it. I'm more of the SOFA expert. I know the best practices on how to get in with the decision makers, how to best utilize SOFA in your business. So you always have SOFA support staff as well. For any of you that do mailers in your area, this is very huge. Being a SOFA representative, you will get nonprofit postage rates to where if anybody does a mailer, it has to be strictly educational, no selling. It cannot be for like a seminar that you're sending people to purchase workbooks, nothing like that. It has to just be strictly educational. So if you're doing like a Social Security seminar or college planning, you can save 30% on your mailers just taking our authorization code, giving that to your mail house, and they will automatically give you the savings. You don't do your mailers through us. Again, we just give you a code, and you give that to the people that you work with. We do have templates to help you out. We do have some really close relationships with companies like Resource Solutions, Step to Success, MLI Marketing, just to name a few of them. And they all do direct mail. Here's one of our seminar success stories. This is a person who had purchased a lead through SOFA. We got him into Teledyne. He did one seminar for them, had 26 attendees, and 18 people filled out evaluation forms to have a complimentary one-on-one consultation with him following the seminar. This is how the transition will take place. At the end of the workshop, you will hand out evaluation forms to all of the attendees. big bold letters at the very bottom. It allows everyone to put down their contact info for a brief complimentary one-on-one consultation with you. And then that's where you're able to step out of the realm of our nonprofit and start helping them one-on-one through your practice at that time. That, again, is all covered in our training, show you how to maximize the seminar and then how to get the most attendance and how to get them to come back to your office afterwards. The qualified appointments from SOFA headquarters is us generating the leads for you. We will show you how to do it via our training, but we have some members that say, hey, I just want to pay you guys make the phone calls, get me in, set it up, and we just show up. For intro appointments with HR directors or decision makers into your preference of location, doesn't only have to be companies. It can be federal agencies, government, your local city departments, Chamber of Commerce, any Rotary Club, libraries, community centers. Wherever you're looking to get in, we will target that market for you. And I guarantee you there's not a market out there that we cannot gain access into. For the intro appointment with the decision maker, it's 1 for 400 or 3 for 1,000. And what that guarantees you, we will build a list for you specifically. We'll do like a 20 to 30 mile radius search from where you're located. We build the list by normally over 50 employees because then they fall underneath ERISA 404C. I'll get into ERISA on our next slide here. But we'll build a list, 20 to 30 mile radius, 50 employees, and all professional businesses. Again, you'll give us your target market of what you're looking to get into, and we will call decision makers at these companies, educate them on SOFA, and schedule you a face-to-face meeting to go out and meet with them, go over the list of our topics, and see what they want to schedule for their staff. The next tier up from intro appointments is our Boost leads. Boost, for $1,000, you can get a preset seminar. We will actually call the companies, go through the whole entire SOFA program with them, get them to agree to a specific topic of your preference. We have like real estate agents that only want to talk on real estate, so we're schedule them just real estate topics. Same thing with estate planning. Really, whatever you're interested in talking on, that is the only thing that we will schedule for you. And all you do is show up and present the seminar. You don't have to go out and meet with the HR prior. You just show up and present the workshop. So for anybody that wants SOFA to generate the leads, again, that's intro and boost. They're two totally different things, but they both will lead to workshops for you talking on financial literacy. ERISA 404C is huge for SOFA. We have a lot of leverage. The ERISA 404C is a Department of Labor requirement that states any employer with over 50 employees, they're required to at least once a year get their employees' generic information to their staff on any benefits or anything they're being provided. A lot of people think having their 401k provider or maybe a company like Fidelity come in, pass out some pamphlets might fulfill that, but that does not fulfill that requirement. People need generic information. They don't need to be up there telling everyone to go utilize the same product. People have their own personal one-on-one needs, and this is something that we really press on these companies. If they ever get audited, they do have to have something like SOFA on their books so that they don't get in any trouble with ERISA. SOFA is a paid-for membership. We do have two options as far as the membership goes. Everything that you would get within this is the marketing materials, training and coaching, the nonprofit status, any material that you would ever need to be able to get in, we'll provide it to you. And then for the only additional charge is our preset appointments. Being a monthly startup, it would be a $500 initiation and $195 a month. If you wanted to just do it in a one-time shot of an annual, it would just be $2,500 for the year. And the annual renewal each year would just be $2,340 because that is $195 a month times 12. Again, the only difference you're going to find between the annual and the monthly is the annual does come with that free one-on-one coaching. And if anybody that was on this webinar chooses to give me a call and get started afterwards, I will include a free lead within you getting started on our annual. If you commit to us, I'll commit to you, and I guarantee I'll help you get into a quality company in your area. How you can get in touch with me, I can be reached on my direct line, 858-268-7092. I highly recommend sending me an email. I have tons of phone calls every day that I go through educating people on the program. So if you would like to schedule a call, that would be best. I can be reached at the letter R, first initial of my first name, Rochelle, so R Montgomery at sofausa.org. And again, I really want to thank you all for joining me today. Please check out our website at sofausa.org. Give me a call, send me an email. I'm happy to go over the program with you and see if SOFA is a good fit. Again, thank you all for joining me, and I hope you all have a great day.